Now this may be somewhat confusing to you because the way we have defined permutations, there are some sorts of arrangements. But although this also looks like an arrangement, but according to us, the permutation should have been the second row only, okay, not the along with the first row. But once you try to what to say, once you try to define a permutation more rigorously, more mathematically, you will need the concept of a function. Okay, using that concept, we can show that permutations are nothing but some sorts of functions. When we study functions, we will see slowly that permutations can be represented by functions. And the permutations of some given number of objects, they form a mathematical structure which is called, suppose there are 10 objects, right? Together, the permutations that these 10 objects have. Okay, by the way, how many distinct permutations are there for 10 objects if no repetition is allowed? We already know that 10 factorial. 10 factorial is a huge number. Nevertheless, we will have that many permutations. Those permutations form a mathematical structure called the symmetry group of degree 10. These things will come in future. Okay, when we study group theory, we will see that these permutations form a group, and this is a very interesting field of mathematics. And the thing that we are finding out here is the order of this permutation. Okay, how many number of times you have to apply the permutation so that ultimately we get the identity which does not change anything. If these things are going over your head, then don't be afraid. We will understand these things fully in due time. Now, this group theory, this is a fascinating subject. It's about something called symmetry. We have some rough idea of what symmetry is. Say if we have a square, okay, or an equilateral triangle, these shapes are symmetrical. So group theory studies symmetry of objects, and because of its generality, it is applicable in many places outside of mathematics also, particularly in uh, chemistry and particle physics, where Lie groups and their representation theory are needed. Besides that, there are many other things about group theory, and we will see these things in future. Okay, let me tell you, they are very interesting, and if you think that if something like this may come in your mind, okay, I have seen numbers, I have seen permutations, I will see something about functions, vectors, matrices, etc. What possibly can there be in mathematics? Let me assure you, you haven't seen anything. Okay, I haven't seen anything. We are going to see those things. So, a fascinating world lies ahead of us. And these are just the small ABCDs. We haven't even learned how to form the words. Once we form the words, then after that we will form the sentences. Then maybe we will be able to write a paragraph, and then after that a beautiful story. So the alphabets may not be very interesting, although I'm sure that today's discussion is somewhat more interesting than the boring problem solving about the permutations and combinations. So with this and with this hope of an exciting future, I end this video here. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. So for today, that's all. I'm the caretaker, signing off from the mathematical room. Have a nice night.